Hi everybody, SUPjunkie here on beautiful South Sea Beach, and look who I've just bumped into. No, it was really planned. Brendon Prince, who is still currently circumnavigating Great Britain, but my goodness, Brendon, you are so close to home.
So close.
You're trying not to be
I can
excited.
almost see Torquay.
You can
almost
smell
see
it.
Yeah, absolutely.
How was today? How was your paddle today?
Do you know what? Probably the easiest paddle of 131 days because 25k in sunshine, slight breeze on my back. It doesn't get any better than that. And then meeting all you lovely people on the beach. So
you had a good crowd when I arrived. You
yeah,
had a good
really
sort of
cool.
10, 12 people around you.
Yeah, really cool, and just helps to motivate because tomorrow's going to be a big day. I want to do 50, 60k tomorrow. Because I can almost see Torquay, so I want to get back before the weather changes potentially. So let's see.
And you cut it short because you're planning. You're always planning. It takes up a lot of your time. I know that, but you've got a little bit of a gnarly bit to go here, haven't you? You've got to think about other things.
So the tide. Solent, the tide kind of splits in half, so it's easy just to do this half and the harbours that we've passed behind. And then actually get the permissions and the people that I need to help me get across what is the boat lane into Old Portsmouth and the boat lane into Southampton and then past the Needles and out. So it's easy just to do it in two sections.
Yeah.
And it meant just I could have half a day, which is feels like a cheat in a way, half a day just standing chatting to lovely people. But that's worth it in weight and gold too.
So it'll be very motivational for you, won't it? Yeah. And you've met the people who are going to put you up tonight and feed you with a good meal, hopefully maybe a cold beer.
Absolutely.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, absolutely. All those things.
And you have flown down here, haven't you?
Yes,
I've been quite busy and I've been keeping an eye on you because this is my local patch.
Yeah.
And you're just going too fast, man.
Well, almost 200k in 4 days.
Amazing.
Yeah, so it's just... In so much of this island nation, you can't predict what's happening and what's hitting you and slowing you up. Whereas on the south coast, there's just that little edge of being able to predict it a little bit more and make the most of it. So when it's like this, absolutely, you keep gunning it until it either gets dark or you can't paddle anymore.
And also here, we don't have the cliffs, we don't have any of the gnarly stuff going on. You've got a beach that you can pull into, so
pretty much the whole way.
Get a bit fatigued, or you see a great crowd, you want to come and say hello, you can do that, can't you?
Yesterday from Brighton on, 50k of just beach, and you can get off anywhere.
Yeah.
I haven't experienced anything like that in the rest of Britain at all. So it just takes away all the planning, takes away all the emergency exit points and coordination with Harry, obviously the support crew. It just takes all that away, and it just means you can just paddle.
Yeah.
And when the sun's shining as well, it's a unique experience. In fact, we haven't had this anywhere else in Britain the whole of this summer.
The south coast always, it always will do it for you. So, and the beach at Brighton, was it packed? It was the weekend. It was a sunny day.
I saw some things.
Did
Brighton,
you see some good paddling?
Some things. Yeah, from everything from naked male pyramid building on the beach through to some of the most crazy antics by jet skiers. You see it all. I've never been to California, but I can imagine Brighton is the California of this lovely island, because it's amazing what you see. You can never predict
things maybe that we don't want to think about.
No, don't go into too much detail.
Let those go. We could talk about your whole trip. We are going to talk more at length about that, and we're writing in the Paddler magazine. So the next Paddler magazine, people check it out, because it'll be, you might even be finished. Oh gosh, you might even be finished. How does that sound when someone says that to you? Can you get your head around that you are almost finished?
I starting to. I must admit, when I got to Norfolk, I actually then, because it was felt so achievable and yet so far away, I actually felt quite negative about just being able to finish.
Okay.
I don't show that ever.
No.
But internally felt a bit, really, can I actually still do this? Because there's still a long way to go.
Yeah.
But then you just take bite-sized chunks and you chip away every day, and all of a sudden you've done 3,600 kilometres and you've only got just over 200 to go, and it's all achievable again. So it's all about little bite-sized chunks.
Yep. And let's remind people why you are doing this.
So if ever there was an example of how we need water safety in this country, it's been this summer, in the way that what we've seen and the tragic drownings that we've had, and the multiple amounts of issues and people who will be affected for the rest of their life because of incidences around the water. We need to educate our children. The best way of educating our children are for teachers to do it. Let's give teachers the resources they need, because at the minute they don't know how to teach water safety. No. They're relying on external agencies to do that. We can never cover the 9 million children that we've got in this country every year with what is minimal, an hour a year. It doesn't seem too much to ask. If we give them the resources, 21st century solution to that is an app that the teacher can play and be 2 steps ahead of the children who are playing it at the same time. At the end of the session, kids ask teachers, teacher feels empowered to obviously share extra information. Suddenly we're solving a problem that really should have been solved, decades ago. We should be doing it. It's basic, but it's not happening here. And the result of bad things happening every year.
And also, the irony of you doing this on a stand-up paddleboarding has grown so much. Last year, yes, because it was quite an isolated sport. This year, hugely, and so, as an instructor, so many of those paddleboarders buy their paddleboard and don't have a lesson. Yeah. Now, I would always recommend someone who may have spent between £300 and £1,000 on a paddleboard, spend 30 quid on a lesson. What you learn is not just about technique, it's about safety, it's about so much. I yabber on at people during my lesson, and hopefully it's just dripping in all the information that I'm giving them. And I'm no ocean expert, but they need to know that, don't they? They really need to know that. And it's the fastest growing water sport. We need to be involved as paddleboarders, don't we?
We need to be involved, and everybody from manufacturers to anybody within the community need to be involved, because we don't have a governing body to do that for us. So what can we do to make this happen and protect ourselves? You know what? The last few days I've seen thousands of paddleboarders in perfect conditions. If that wind had changed and been offshore for the last couple of days, even 5-10 miles an hour, what would have happened? Because what I've seen is most of those people would not have prepared for anything not being normal. Anything out of the normal could have caused disaster. So what can we do? And the fact, the whole reason I chose stand-up paddleboard to do it on is to show it can be done. In the most gnarliest, worst conditions, you can still paddleboard if you know what you're doing. You've prepared, you've got the right equipment, and you understand the conditions and your own ability to be able to do it.
Yeah,
it can be done, but let's give it back. For me, the next year is about what I can do to give back. Share my knowledge of that.
And how can people support what you want to do?
So check out thelongpaddle.co.uk, and on there's everything you need to know about why I'm doing it, what we're hoping to achieve. If you can sponsor, commercial sponsorship or individual sponsorship, through to donating to the 7 charities, because it's important we promote those 7 charities, because they're all involved both with water safety and something that I've really experienced, which is obviously men's mental health on the water and how I can promote and help that, and also understanding our environment. I've seen the good and the bad of water pollution, and so helping Surfers Against Sewage is a classic way of doing that.
And again, paddleboarding has brought plastic pollution to a great height, hasn't it? Which is good. It's made people much more aware. You're standing up, you're looking down at all the muck in the water. We pick up as much as we can before it arrives at the sea. But that, again, stand-up paddleboarding is bringing that voice up, isn't it, of plastic pollution?
I hope so.
And looking after our oceans.
And just more people finding an accessible way to get on the water and then seeing it. Surely they will then act at doing something about it and add to that movement of trying to do something about it. But also use their paddleboard responsibly so it doesn't end up as extra landfill.
Yes, very important. Your highest moment on this paddle so far, what has it been?
There are lots of amazing stories. Lots of amazing stories. That moment that you managed to do that 60k paddle, when you woke up that morning thinking that potentially you're not going to do any paddling because the weather's so bad. They're inner moments in a bigger picture that piece it all together.
Yeah.
And of course there are those moments where we're working as a team to achieve what we're doing, because it's not just about me, it's a support crew, Will and Harry and Zoe and Lucy back at base, and all of that. We're all part of a team, but I get to see those magic moments of wildlife, or the Seven Sisters. What a wonderful thing to paddle past on a glorious day the other day. I see all those, and I can piece that together for the whole of Britain. Not many people have had the blessing that I've had to be able to do that and
no
see
one.
that.
No one. Many. No one.
No one, in fact, maybe. So yeah, to piece that together, they're the magic moments. Of course, I've got 1,000 individual little stories in between, and they'll come out and have done on social media. And
yeah, we love. Has been a low for you? Has there been a low?
I think I said to you earlier, day one, I achieved 20% of what I thought I'd do on day one. And I thought to myself, and had to say there and then, you either pack it in now on day one and avoid all the embarrassment, or just get on with it.
Man
Stop.
up.
Yeah. I mean, we're not allowed to use that term, but that's a classic example. Just get on with it, shut up,
Yeah.
So probably that, because I am a positive person, and I'm very thankful of that. I see the best in everything. So on the worst days, and there were days that you just look at the sea and you think, really, am I actually going to try and do anything in that, let alone try and paddle? That, they're necessarily low points, but you just get on with it.
Yep.
And having a good team behind you helps.
Your team, this young man who's holding my gimbal at the moment. So who would you really, really like to thank?
Well, of course, my wife. I have to say that because she's holding the fort back at home. So start there.
Good man.
But of course, the guys on the ground, Harry, who's been with me the whole time and has a story to tell. How many people have driven around every coastal resort in Britain? Will, who's been our photographer and video photographer. Zoe, who's been doing the admin, and Lucy, who's been sorting out accommodation left, right and centre at the drop of a hat.
Yep.
They've all contributed, but also sponsors who kind of invest the time in it, like Mark from Shorties, for example. They've gone above and beyond to invest time in what you're trying to achieve for stand-up paddleboarding, not just about my mission of water safety, but the bigger picture, trying to promote what is a great sport and what we can do in a great environment, coastal environment. It's inland water is great, but we've got so much coastal, which is
surrounded by it. It's amazing. Yeah. I mean, today you couldn't have a more beautiful day here.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So
amazing.
All of that.
You are amazing. It's really lovely to meet Brendon. I've been following him for so many months, and you're going to do it. You are going to do it. You're on the home stretch.
A week or so.
What, 200 and something?
Just over 200k.
That's incredible.
So 4 days paddling, surely.
Amazing. So I better get this video out before you finish.
Well, let's see what the weather god says about that.
Of course. Brendon, thank you so much for your time.
God bless you. Thank you.
And we wish you the very, very best of luck. And for fundraising afterwards, once this is over, guys, do not stop. Because
contact
really
me.
Important...
Still keep that going. There's lots to be done, and information I want to share, and the wealth of knowledge that I've put together over our understanding our coast is I'm a different human being, let alone different paddler from 5 months ago, for sure.
Yes, you said that on a video the other day, and that was quite interesting to hear, that you felt you were so much more confident and so much better paddler after 4 months of paddling.
Yeah,
because
totally.
We thought you were there already, but you're in a different place.
Yeah, you develop an understanding of what the body can be thrown through in a different way, and what I can paddle now, is completely different.
No excuses anymore for any.
No, there isn't really. And on the right board with the right kit as well, you pretty much can throw yourself into anything. Yeah. As long as you know it's going to spit you out at the other end. It's all good.
Brilliant. Brendon, thank you so much. Everybody, please follow the Long Paddle 2021 or the longpaddle.co.uk. Get involved, sponsor, share. Just get the word out, actually. That really helps, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Just share. Talk about it.
Yeah. Watch this man finish in 4 days' time. No pressure.
No pressure.
Thank you, Brendon.
Thank you.